to the reorganization meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Wappinger. May Town Clerk Paoloni please call the roll.
Councilman Beal?
Here.
Councilwoman Odell?
Here.
Councilman Phillips?
Here.
Councilman Casella?
Here.
and Supervisor Cavassini.
Here, in just a moment, we will ask you to join us in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. That'll be followed by a moment of silent meditation. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. First and foremost, Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to our new councilwoman, Heather Odell.
Thank you.
You're my councilwoman for the second ward, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to working collaboratively with you over the course of your term.
Thank you.
With that, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. I'll second it.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Casella. I believe that we have an amendment.
Yes, we have an amendment. I'd like to make a motion to withdraw Resolution 2026-21. The reason for redoing that is because we already have the collective bargaining that already states the pay scale. So what it is that, it's not pay scale, but what it basically said was Teamsters will get paid every 2 weeks. That's not correct. They get paid every week. So that is already in the collective bargaining agreement. So we just want to make sure that's clarified. So again, we're going to withdraw that because it's already part of the collective agreement already.
It's a redundant resolution that's, again, outlined by the CBA. I'd also like to amend the agenda to add a public portion following the local law resolutions as well. Do we have any further discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor on the amendment? Aye. Opposed? None. Thank you very much. The amended agenda has been adopted. Okay. Do I have a motion to acknowledge the minutes of December 8th, 2025?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes have been approved. Folks, we have an interesting setup here tonight in terms of the local laws that are on the dais here. We had introduced these two local laws previously in 2025 that was setting the public hearing date for tonight. Obviously, we have a new town board that is sitting, so we have to relay and introduce the local laws here tonight. We will have the public hearing, and hopefully we adopt them moving forward. So what we're going to do here is reintroduce these local laws first. Resolution 2026-1, resolution introducing local law number 1 of 2026, amending the town code regarding wintertime parking restrictions. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Seconded.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilwoman Odell. Any discussion?
So just for clarification, we had made an adjustment to the law previously. There was, my understanding, some sort of loophole that had been identified. Can you expand upon that?
Of course. So in 2018, the town board reformed the wintertime parking ordinance, which has been great. It has allowed our residents to park between November and April when there is not a snowstorm. That has been how the town of Wappinger is enforcing this law currently. But yes, Councilman, there has been a loophole identified that still gives those dates between November 1st and April 1st that people still cannot park. We do not enforce that effectively. The only time that you cannot park during those times is when there is a winter weather advisory that has been issued by the National Weather Service, the town supervisor, or the highway superintendent. So effectively, anytime you see snow coming down, take your car off the road.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further discussion on this local law? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Resolution 2026-2, resolution introducing local law number 2 of 2026, amending Chapter 122 of the Town Code, amending fee schedule on legalization fees. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. On the discussion, as we noted previously, this local law here would be removing the legalization fees that were added previously in 2016 to our code. Effectively, if you did not realize that you needed a permit for a hot water heater or for whatever you may have needed in the past, the town feels currently that you should not be hit with a legalization fee of $250 moving forward. We feel very strongly that this is about public safety, and we want you to get this item inspected. We'd like you to get a permit. So by removing the legalization fees moving forward, anytime that there is a violation that's found, your first violation that's found, we encourage you to come in, get the building permit, pay the building permit fee, and get it inspected. That's the idea. Now, if you are a repeat offender, there are violations and fines still built into this code that our code enforcement staff can address as well. Okay. Seeing no further discussion on this local law, we had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Moving along to the public hearings on these local laws. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing on local law number 1 of 2026, amending wintertime parking?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Beal. All in favor?
Aye.
If you would like to speak on the proposed local law, you may do so at this time. Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public
Make a
hearing?
motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Our second public hearing of the evening is on the second local law. Local law number 2, amending Chapter 122 of the Town Code. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Would anyone like to speak on the second local law? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Move.
Seconded.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilwoman Odell. All in favor? Aye. Public hearing is now closed. Now on the adoption or decline of these two local laws. First local law is Resolution 2026-3, resolution adopting local law number 1 of 2026, amending the town code regarding wintertime parking rules. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Beal, second by Councilman Phillips. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. The local law has been adopted. Thank you, folks. Resolution 2026-4, resolution adopting local law number 2 of 2026, amending Chapter 122 of the Town Code, amending fee schedule.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks. The second local law has been adopted. Moving along to our public portion of our agenda. Do I have a motion to open the public portion?
Move.
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman Beal, second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Folks, if you'd like to speak on agenda items, you may do so at this time. Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion to close the public
Second.
portion.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Beal. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now on to our consent resolutions. This is a lot to read, so folks, please bear with me. Resolution 2026-5, resolution adopting the rules of the town board. Resolution 2026-6, resolution to adjust Town of Wappinger mileage reimbursement rates for 2026. Resolution 2026-7, resolution establishing petty cash funds for various offices. Resolution 2026-8, resolution establishing the amount of undertakings to be furnished by officers and clerks and employees. Resolution 2026-9, resolution authorizing the submission of the supervisor's annual report to the New York State Comptroller's Office. Resolution 2026-10, resolution designating the time and place for holding town board meetings for the calendar year 2026. Resolution 2026-11, resolution establishing paid holidays. Resolution 2026-12, resolution authorizing the use of a mechanical check signing device. Resolution 2026-13, resolution to authorize the town supervisor, the town superintendent of highways, and the town board to execute the agreement for the expenditure of highway monies. Resolution 2026-14, personnel time clock. Resolution 2026-15, resolution designating various banks as the official depositories for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-16, resolution designating the official newspaper for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-17, resolution authorizing attendance at the 2026 Association of Towns Annual Meeting. Resolution 2026-18, resolution designating an insurance agent for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-19, resolution establishing wages for various employees of the town of Wappinger not covered under a union contract. Resolution 2026-20, resolution establishing salaries for elected officials in the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-22, resolution establishing pay scale for the seasonal and part-time recreation department employees in the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-23, resolution establishing pay scale for seasonal interns for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-24, resolution establishing pay scale for part-time town of Wappinger patrol personnel. Resolution 2026-25, resolution establishing remuneration for water meter readers in the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-26, resolution employing bond counsel services for the calendar year 2026. Resolution 2026-27, resolution employing stormwater management consulting services for the calendar year 2026. Resolution 2026-28, resolution approving IT consulting contract. Resolution 2026-29, resolution appointing dog control officer for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-30, resolution appointing certified public accountants to provide various accounting services and to audit the accounts and reports of the town supervisor, the town clerk, and the town justices. Resolution 2026-31, resolution appointing recreation assistant. Resolution 2026-32, resolution appointing your town historian for the town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-33, resolution appointing secretary to the Planning Board and Zoning Board of Appeals. Resolution 2026-34, resolution appointing member to the Planning Board. Resolution 2026-35, resolution appointing member to the Town of Wappinger Zoning Board of Appeals. Resolution 2026-36, resolution appointing the attorney to the Town of Wappinger Town Board, various departments and agencies for calendar year 2026. Resolution 2026-39, resolution employing additional consulting services to the Town of Wappinger. Resolution 2026-40, resolution authorizing payment to the Poughkeepsie Joint Landfill Operating Fund replenishment. Resolution 2026-41, resolution hiring part-time highway department employee. Resolution 2026-42, resolution acknowledging the termination of a Town of Wappinger employee. And finally, Resolution 2026-46, correspondence log. Do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Beal. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Aye. The consent resolutions have been adopted. Thank you for bearing with me, folks. Moving along to our non-consent resolutions. Resolution 2026-43, resolution appointing chairperson of the Town of Wappinger Planning Board. I would like to move the name of Bruce Flower to serve as chairman of the planning board.
Second.
Second by Councilman Beal. Any discussion?
I'll just say that Bruce has done a phenomenal job in that role under challenging circumstances at times. He has the right demeanor and level of professionalism to receive our support.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution has been adopted. Resolution 2026-44, resolution appointing chairperson of the Town of Wappinger Zoning Board of Appeals. I would like to move the name of John Lorenzini.
Second.
Second by Councilman Beal. Any discussion?
Again,
I would like to acknowledge the chairman for being here tonight.
Again, John has done a great job in that role as chairperson of the Zoning Board of Appeals, which many folks don't necessarily realize is a quasi-judicial entity, separate and distinct from other boards within this town. I believe that John's approach has been non-biased in all cases and has treated our residents fairly. I certainly support him.
Thank you, Councilman. And also like to acknowledge Zoning Board of Appeals member Don DiNardo for joining us here today. Thank you.
I'd also like to congratulate John as well, having held that position before as the chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals. It takes a lot of hard work and effort to go into that. People don't realize time and effort it takes. So, John, thank you very much for your service. And, Don, thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome back, Chairman. And Resolution 2026-45. This is a resolution on the United Wappinger Water District Water System Improvements Project, negative declaration. Do I have a motion for discussion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Phillips.
Second.
Second by Councilman Casella. When we took office, we actually found that the town was in danger of losing a $1 million grant. It was awarded to us by the federal government. We found this grant here that would have applied toward United Wappinger Water District improvements in working with Mike Tremper from KMO Pollution Control, as well as Lawrence Paggi, our town engineer. We identified a need out at the Atlas well fields to take offline one of the well fields, one of the wells that is out there currently, and to bring online 2 additional wells. This is what this grant would be applying for, and essentially a negative declaration is going through the seeker process, environmental review process, which determines there is no adverse environmental impact by us doing this.
And speaking with Larry Paggi and also Mike Tremper, they said that the $1 million will cover the 2 wells, so no additional expense for the town. There was an $8,000 cost per filter. They changed those once a month, so it would have been $100,000 a year. So certainly this will go a long way by putting those 2 new wells in and taking Atlas well number 5 offline.
Absolutely. And again, this is something that is continuing to improve our water quality as well as water quantity for those residents around the United Wappinger Water District.
Have they given you a time frame for putting in a new well?
I have not received a time frame yet. As we get one, we'll notify the board.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much, folks. Moving along to items for special consideration and new business. Again, would like to congratulate Councilwoman Heather Odell for joining us on the board here. Looking forward to working with you. We had a great inauguration at the chapel at Carnwath Farms Historic Site and Park, hosted around 150 of our residents, which was truly a beautiful, beautiful time. We had almost every age group there, which was great to see our youth, our seniors out there, and we're looking forward to working for you over the course of this next term. I have a few updates that I wanted to bring up here tonight that I think would be of public benefit. One thing, as we continue to go through and improve town efficiencies and move things along here within this town government internally, one thing that I'd like to share and acknowledge is that for the first time ever, the town of Wappinger is now New York State Retirement System Gold certified. That is something that I have to give a special shout out to our personnel administrator, Megan Scorzini, as well as our town comptroller, Daniel Tucker, for going through the last 10 years of employee records, clearing up a lot of different issues. We inherited quite a mess in there before, especially when it came to the retirement system. So now, to say that we are gold certified, there's, not every municipality is gold certified. So I wanted to commend our day-to-day staff on that tremendous work in becoming gold certified. And again, that takes care of our retirees. They've done a tremendous public service. The last thing that they need to worry about is if their retirement after 30 years of service is right or wrong, and commending those two employees for straightening all that out. Also doing internal reviews, our time to renew our insurance came up at the end of this year, which gave me the opportunity to go through and evaluate our policies and determine and find out that a number of properties that have either been long demolished or sold off, we're still on the insurance policy. So this is our first chance to renew the policy, went through that and took a number of those facilities, such as the Rockingham sewer plant, which is not operated for many years, and the building was torn down a few years ago. We took that off there, but also gave us the opportunity to add a number of the other improvements that we've built over the course of this administration together to that insurance policy. So cost savings to the town, which was good. So we were able to do that, something that we're very proud of. Also talking about cost savings, our Recycle Center cost savings implementation plan is now in full effect. The town board last year took action to purchase a roll-off truck, which has allowed us to operate internally the processing and the disregarding of garbage up at the town recycle center. Previously, for as long as the recycle center had been in existence, the town had engaged a third-party vendor to cart the waste right up to the county burn plant, and essentially we were paying a middle guy. We are anticipating saving hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this process moving forward. Part of one of our resolutions here tonight was hiring a part-time employee who previously worked for that third-party vendor, and he is very qualified to operate that roll-off truck and to train our department in moving forward. But we've also adapted not only where we're carting the refuse to, but exactly how we're moving forward with future vendors. So moving forward this month, we're proud to announce that we are now accepting e-waste, electronic waste at the recycle center. That includes your TVs and computers, because now we have a vendor that's going to pay the town of Wappinger for that garbage, as well as some other new additions up there. We've partnered with Dutchess County government to add a clothing recycling bin at the recycle center. So that is taking clothes that would have previously been thrown away, putting it into the clothing box there. An additional service, no cost to the town of Wappinger and no cost to residents, is that Helpsy will actually go to your house and pick up any clothing that you have at your house, no cost to you. That's a new system that we're implementing now with the recycle center, that no cost to the taxpayer, no cost to the town. We will send someone and they'll pick up the clothes at your door. So a lot of really, really exciting things now at the recycle center. We're very proud. We're going to be sending out a press release hopefully this week to outline this and to explain to our residents what we have to offer up there. So, and again, these cost savings have allowed us to keep the recycle center affordable for town residents. We have not done an increase as long as we've been on the board here together. And again, that's not by accident, folks, that's by design. We're continuing to save money and give that savings back to the taxpayer. We're proud to also say that this past week, we have officially opened our town's first community center for all ages. That is out at Brexel Schlotthaus Park. Special thanks to our county legislators, Robert Faust, previous county legislator, Lynn Versace, and previous county legislator, Lisa Paloni, for obtaining a grant, which has allowed us to gut that old farmhouse out there end to end and build a beautiful community center. And as we go through this, our senior center on the town hall campus is currently closed. as that is now being renovated, as we got a $75,000 grant from Dutchess County as we completely renovate that senior center as well. Ultimately, what's going to happen is we're going to have these centers operating in parallel. We have a number of new recreation programs that have been funded in the 2026 budget that we're very excited to launch and offer to our growing population that continues to use our programs here in the town. So we're very, very excited about that. This past week, I also met with our new New York State DOT Region 8 Director. We had a very, very productive meeting with her and her staff. As I typically do, I advocated a number of recommendations and potential projects to the state to hopefully implement here in the town of Wappinger, put a number of issues on their radar in the town of Wappinger and the village of Wappingers Falls, and hopefully we'll be getting some really good traction there. We have a good working relationship with DOT, and I hope and expect that that will continue to move forward there. This past week, we had a significant water main break that occurred in the United Wappinger Water District out on Blackthorn Loop. It affected upwards of 2,000 of our residents that did not have water during that time period. I was out on the scene on Blackthorn Loop, as well as on the scene of the fire that occurred on Old Hopewell Road, ensuring that our volunteer firefighters were able to connect to a water supply, which we were able to connect to the village water supply during that time. Folks, if you ever happen to see, especially during the winter time, this is when our water main breaks happen, if you happen to see a vast puddle and a spring emerging from your front yard, please, even if you're unsure, call Camo Pollution Control, please. They will come out and check. Water main breaks that go undetected or unresolved for hours can have a catastrophic effect on our town water system. Our town water tanks are up on top of All Angels Hill Road. Those are million-gallon tanks, can last several hours, upwards of half a day, if we had a water main break to keep a system pressurized. But since that main did not go reported for quite some time, we had a significant issue. So please be sure, if you happen to see any of those water main breaks, if you see something that looks suspicious in your front yard, please give us a call. It'll save everyone a lot of time and energy. And to wrap things up on my end, we had a meeting with the New York State Police BCI unit. A number of our applicants going before the planning board have been receiving scams, as well as a number of our residents that are going in front of the planning board or zoning board of appeals. They're getting trapped with effectively paperwork and permits that look better than ours, misleading phishing emails that are trapping our applicants into sending ACH payments to foreign countries that are claiming to be the town of Wappinger, claiming to be the chairman of the planning board or the zoning board or our secretary of the planning board. We urge everyone to double check any and all paperwork that they're filling out, and note that the town of Wappinger will not ask you to perform an ACH payment for any planning board or zoning board payments. So that is something that, thankfully, no one was out of money, but we had a series of applicants that almost fell victim. We were able to actually get wire information and banking information from these scammers, and we provided that to the state police. So please be vigilant on that front as well, folks. Okay.
Did you mention that the Freon charge will be waived on Freon as well?
That is a good point, Town Clerk Paoloni. Going back to how we are restructuring the recycle center, there will be no additional cost for Freon items at the recycle center as well. Thank you, Mr. Paoloni. Okay. Turning it over to the First Ward, Councilman Beal.
I will say, prior to this meeting, I got a call from an unknown number that called me multiple times. I finally answered after the fourth time, and they said, this is Chase Bank Fraud Services calling. They said my name, they said my zip code, they said they needed information to verify, and I said, hold up, how do I know that this is Chase Bank? They said, check the phone number. So I did check the phone number, and it came back to a Chase Bank in Erie County, which had nothing to do with fraud services. So this is the type of approach they're using to get people's information, and it's getting worse by the day. I mean, you can't tell me that these cell phone companies don't have the ability to block these numbers when they're calling you all day long with these loan offers, and it's out of control. What concerns me is that, you know, if a fraction of 1% of the people that get these calls provide them with information, that's how they make their money. And unfortunately, it's senior citizens that often fall for these types of things. My father has been victim to these types of things multiple times, to the point where he almost sent a large sum of money thinking that it was legit. So it's a real concern, and I know our senior center has offered opportunities for the Office for the Aging to come in and provide some information and guidance, but it's not getting any easier. It's certainly an honor and a privilege to be able to continue to serve on this board. I've been here for several boards. As I begin my 20th year as an elected councilman, I just want to say thank you to all those who have supported me since my first run for public office in 2005, which actually ended in a tie, by the way. I've had the distinct honor of being reelected 10 times, beginning service to this town government in my 20s, and serving in my 30s and my 40s, and this year in 2026, just ahead of our country's 250th birthday, I will be celebrating my 50th birthday as a proud representative of this town and member of this board. I just want to say thank you to Supervisor Cavassini and the team that put together an incredible swearing in at an incredible venue. I have been there, obviously, but not in the last few months, and the venue is it's incredible.
Thank you.
And then when you fill that with our friends and family, it's even more incredible. So I'm thankful to the supervisor and the team for putting that together.
Thank you.
I'm even more thankful to my 4-year-old and 7-year-old that they behaved, because that could have got bad. But certainly an honor to be here again at this dais. I also welcome Heather Odell, who joins us. Greatly appreciate all diversity of thought and opinion. And I've sat next to less Ward 2 council members than I have supervisors.
Yes.
I've been here for 6 town supervisors, and I think only 2 other individuals have sat in that chair. So I welcome you, Heather, and I'm available anytime if you ever have a question or want to get an opinion. Certainly, you are on our team, and we're all in. So welcome. A couple things to mention here. Our volunteer firefighters were active in the past week on Old Hopewell Road. We had a terrible fire that impacted what appeared to be a single-family dwelling, and then we were met with multiple illegal occupancies on this property. We were met with unlawful modifications to a basement where the fire actually began, which included bedrooms that were totally illegal, as well as a garage that was an apartment. I think there were a total of 9 people living on this property, and thankfully no fire department members were injured. As you can imagine, this situation was escalating very quickly. There was a language barrier, therefore the entire structure had to be searched twice for victims. Luckily, no victims. And I want to thank our code enforcement professionals who were on scene, which included our fire inspector, Howie Prager, building inspector, Susan Deo, our town supervisor. I knew there was a water main break in town. However, when we were strategizing the initial attack and setting up a water supply, you're not thinking about that. So when the hydrant was dry on Losey Road, then we realized we had to go to Plan B, which was the Village of Wappingers Falls, Marshall Road. And again, we've talked about that redundancy here, having 2 water supplies. This is an example of when it was needed. Thank you to Camo for getting the situation resolved. Luckily, we did not have any water issues. It was a seamless transition, and most importantly, nobody was injured. But it is a wake-up call for us. There are situations across our town that present themselves like this. This is not something that our inspectors can catch ahead of time. It's a single-family dwelling, private dwelling. We don't, obviously, we can't go on people's property and inspect those types of things unless something is discovered. But from a public education standpoint, I think it's important that moving forward in the spring, our code enforcement professionals get the word out that there's reasons why you can't do this. And walking through the children's bedroom in the basement where there was one egress, which was through a basement window, that could have been a real bad situation if it happened at night. The fire was not suspicious. It was determined to be a failure, an electrical failure. That could have happened at 2 in the morning with all those people in that house. That could have been a bad situation. And then remember, we have volunteer firefighters, highly trained, who have to search these buildings. And you get into a basement that doesn't have the proper specifications, and you get trapped in a closet that shouldn't be in the basement, that's where things can get bad. So shout out to all the departments that assisted that day. I also want to mention New Hackensack Fire Department was one of the departments that assisted at the structure fire in Hyde Park at the Millennium Kingdom Church, which was on New Year's Day. We obviously didn't want to deplete the entire town, so New Hackensack was on scene with personnel and manpower for an extended amount of time. That was a 2-day-long fire, 500-foot building by probably 100 feet wide, 3 stories. I mean, that's a big building. So New Hackensack was up there, 22-degree temperatures, and Houstonville remained covering this town with Chelsea. So these are things that happen that we don't talk about very often, but the public needs to know. We have a very highly trained and proactive fire department team here in this town. That said, we got into a little bit of a jam here the other night. I had been planning a leadership and tactics fire service training seminar here, bringing a nationally known speaker to Dutchess County. 120 plus pre-registrations for this event happening in our town. It was going to be at Wapengers Junior High School, which is where we did it last year. The name of the speaker is Deputy Chief Frank Viscuso, and the program is called Step Up and Lead. I firmly believe that everything rises and falls on leadership, as John Maxwell says. So we train our firefighters, our future fire officers, in leadership, just as importantly as we train them in tactics. So for the young guys on TikTok, Frank Viscuso is very popular. So Thursday night, I saw the message from the Wapengers Central School District that the junior high would be closed on Friday due to a power outage. And I paid pretty close attention to this because that was our venue for Saturday.
Yep.
Terrence texted me, the principal, on Friday at 10 a.m. and said, it ain't looking good. It turns out that it wasn't a Central Hudson issue. It was an on-site campus power issue, which requires electricians to come in. And you can imagine what that's like, getting everyone on site to fix a problem on Friday. So we ended up having to move this seminar with 120 pre-regs. I checked with the Villa Brigades, wasn't available. I checked with Royce Ketchum, talked to Dave Sipe, the auditorium was booked. I even talked to Lauren at Evans, and she said that, well, you can use our cafeteria, but half the people have to face backwards because of the tables. I said, well, that's not going to happen for 6 hours. So, but she said, you're welcome to use it. If they fold those tables up, you lose the square footage for the chairs, right? So then I said, well, I had texted Joey earlier, and I said, the chapel might work for this. I'm just concerned about parking, and, we have fire apparatus and everything. We didn't have any options, and we were able to make the chapel work. It worked as a perfect venue, with the exception of anyone that had to use the bathroom had to walk across the stage during the presentation.
Yeah.
So the instructor said, and he's spoken at over 1,000 seminars, this guy, 47 states. He said, I've never had a situation where participants have to walk across the stage while I'm presenting. So if you have to use the bathroom, you have to give me a high five as you walk by. So throughout the whole presentation, it was kind of an inside joke, but it worked out in the end. And I thank Joey for helping make that happen. Also, shout out to Buildings and Grounds that set that room up for 130-plus people with tables. We made the parking situation work. Luckily, there were no calls in the town during the presentation, so we didn't lose anyone. But I just wanted to mention that. You know, when it comes to the town and it comes to the fire department, EMS, police, the nonprofit partners, never has there been a time, in my opinion, that we've had a true partnership. It doesn't matter what organization you're from. It doesn't matter what your persuasion is politically. We come together. That is what we do, right, at the end of the day. And that's what sets us apart in this town. Honestly, we run for office. We have to take certain positions on things. But when the election is over, we come together to work toward a common goal. That's what we do. And I've been here for a long time, and I've been in the minority before. And it really is a true give and take in this town, and you will see that, Heather. We're not here to make anyone look bad or to be in a position where, you know, I have the upper hand or you don't. You're going to find that working with this group right here is, once the election is over and once we're sitting here as a team, we're truly a team. So certainly when I say, if you ever have a question or concern or want to get my opinion on something, I will make sure you have my cell phone number and you can text me or call me anytime. Last thing, something that's been going on behind the scenes with the supervisor and I, we've been working with Central Hudson to try to find a solution to move the power lines that run over Sergeant Palmatier Park. We're ahead of the 25th anniversary of 9/11. The roadway's been moved for a number of years now. There is an easement that runs right through the park, basically. That's why those power lines and those cable lines run through. We had a meeting on site with Central Hudson. Central Hudson does own the poles. They own some of the wires, but we're really at the mercy of the cable company. We're at the mercy of a fiber company. There's a couple different tenants, as they call them, that ride on those poles. We figured it'd be a good opportunity to have this conversation now because, as you may have noticed, there's a pole there because they need to replace the pole on the corner. So we had a meeting on site. I think it was the coldest day ever.
Yes.
To look at what the feasibility of moving these wires is. Well, it turns out there is a chance we can actually make this happen. We can actually take the lines that run through that park, and some of them can go down Old Hopewell Road on the opposite side.
Where there's existing poles.
Where there's existing poles, and then cross at Sergeant Palmatier across from Cayuga.
Yep.
And go across. Central Hudson is going to be back out on site. I think we're booked for Wednesday morning, right, to be there with the cable company. It would really be good if we can get these wires moved and we can reduce the number of poles and reduce the number of those large antiquated telephone bus cables that run, which aren't used anymore. They're cut off and they're just hanging there.
Yeah.
So really the intent here is not just the aesthetics of the park itself, but to reduce the line pollution in the air and reduce the number of poles so that we don't have all these utility poles. So we're working on that. We're hopeful that we can get this resolved before September 11th of this year. It would be nice to actually be able to take a photo of the park and not have to Photoshop all those lines out, which we've had to do in the past. And I just wanted to give you a heads up that I appreciate the supervisor being on top of this with Central Hudson and setting up the calendar to hopefully reach our goal. So
Thank you.
With that, I thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Odell.
Thank you. I don't have as long as Bill does, but I
Most
just,
You just started, it's okay. You'll
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I'm so excited and humbled to represent Ward 2. If you need to email me, my email is hodell@townofwappingerny.gov. And I'd love to hear from you. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Phillips.
Well, I have to echo my fellow council people to thank the people of the Third Ward. This is my 5th term, 8 years. It started as an appointment, as you know, and I kept with it. So thank you to the people of the Third Ward. It is an honor to represent you and work with a great bunch of people. Starting in 2026, we're on the ground running. We haven't stopped. Again, echo Councilman Beal's, the inauguration was fantastic. I say it all the time, Mike Minor is a director. If you just watch those videos, they're superbly done, fantastic. He takes a lot of pride, and you can see it. So, Mike, thank you for all the work you do. Slothouse Park is magnificent. We say it every time. It gets better and better, and thank you to your vision and Buildings Grounds. It's been fantastic. So we have a lot of stuff working on, and it's just going to be an honor this year to work with you all. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Well, I certainly promise not to be as long as Bill, because we'd be here for another hour. Anyway, I want to thank the residents of the Fourth Ward. I didn't get an opportunity to thank you at the inauguration because we made it relatively quick, but I'm incredibly grateful and deeply honored by your trust you placed in me. The victory does not belong to one person or one campaign. It belongs to the residents of the Fourth Ward. To my family and friends, thank you for your patience, your encouragement, and your honesty when I needed it most. I couldn't have done it without you. I especially want to thank my wife, Tony, for all her help and support throughout the campaign. And I wanted to thank those that voted for me and believed in me and what we could accomplish together. Your support, encouragement, and honest conversation fueled this campaign every step of the way. And for those that didn't vote, I want you to know that I worked just as hard for you. This is not about just serving, this is about serving everyone, and I'm committed to do that with respect, fairness, and openness. I do not look at political affiliation. When someone calls or emails me, I will take care of their concern. I represent everybody, and I'm committed to supporting them. I truly love what I do, and I find great satisfaction helping our community. While I may not have solutions for everything, I always do my best to listen, advocate, and work towards making things better for everyone. Now that the election is over, it's time to get back to the real world and improving the community. I promise to listen, to lead with integrity, and to work every day for the good of the entire town. Again, we may not always agree, but we have the same common goal, a safe, welcoming, and thriving community for our families. I want to ensure our town remains a place where everyone feels heard, respected, and wants to live. So again, thank you very much, residents of Fourth Ward. I do appreciate your support. Just a couple of small items here, real quick. So, again, we talked about the grand opening for the community center. Outstanding job, not only by Mike Minor, but by the team here. I know Councilman Phillips was there, Councilwoman Heather Odell was there, same thing with Joey. I know Billy didn't get a chance to go, but again, an outstanding thing. You know, we're looking forward to making some additional improvements out there, certainly to the parking lot. Right now, there's not enough parking out there, so again, that's a plan in the future. We're going to extend that, something that's good. Also looking at some other things, again, looking at the senior center update. So Town Hall, Joey and I are actually there today. They're making great progress. Hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks, that will all be completed. So that's starting to look very good, and we look forward to having the grand reopening there as well. The supervisor also touched on the recycle center. So again, we got the roll-off truck. Again, now we're hopefully going to start saving some money. You know, we lost money this year, but again, the idea is to break even, and we're going to do that in a very short period of time. We also had a water leak ourselves over on my actual development off of Sabre Lane. Again, as the supervisor and others have said, if you see a leak in the road, say something. And a lot of the residents there didn't want to say anything, so I happened to be walking around the block, and I kept noticing that, geez, why is this water running all the time here? So again, I called up KMO, got them out there, Highway Department came out, and they fixed that leak. So again, when you have a water main leak like you had on Blackthorn Loop, you really have to say something. I know it affected my daughter.
Please.
It affected a lot of different neighbors, as you said, 2,000 residents. So again, that's something very important that we need to take a look at. And the last thing I'll talk about is Councilman Phillips and I went up to Reese Park. There's a pond up there, and we're looking to have the same company called Solitude go up there and clean it up like they've done on Rockingham Park and also the old apple orchard as well. So just some small things that we're looking at doing. Again, I thank the board for all their help and support. Great job. Congratulations, Heather, to you, and welcome to the town board. And as Councilman Beal said, we work together as a team. It doesn't make a difference what political party we are. Right now, we're trying to do what's in the best interest in the town, and that's what we're here for. So, again, congratulations, good luck, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. One note on the Schlott House Community Center, I spoke with Highway. Since it got a little warmer, they are going to be dropping some millings in the area that we were talking about,
Okay.
right off where people are parking now, to at least extend the parking lot there. That will build a good base for when I do plan on bringing forward to this town board a proposal to extend that parking lot with an actual pavement. So there, and also looking at Reese Park, at paving that entrance on Creek Road. I think that will look nice once we have the pond beautified there as well. So, okay. Seeing no further business to come before the town board, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councilman Casella.
Seconded.
Second by Councilwoman Odell. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you for this.